So fine. Okay, let's start the session now. So hello everyone, a very good evening and welcome to the ABAP Enhancement Made Easy course. I will be discussing about here the course content. I will be also discussing that some important point regarding the enhancement. Then at last, I'm going to discuss what else I'm going to offer along with this course. And we will be also looking about some of the enhancement technique like core modification and user exit with the help of a example. So let's go and start. This course is going to be on each Saturday and Sunday at 7:30 p.m. for 2 hours, 7:30 to 9:30. And the course duration is going to be around somewhere between 20 to 25. Okay, it may go up to 25 also, or maybe beyond that also it can go, because the enhancement topic is a big topic, and there I don't want to skip anything. And at the same time, I also want to make sure that you become efficient in the enhancement concept. So it does not matter if it's going to take the time more than the specified time in the course. From my side, there is no problem to give the extra time. Just you have to make sure yourself if you can give the more time if it is required. So about myself, Pankaj Kumar, having 10 plus years of real-time working experience. I've worked in multiple MNCs like Accenture, Superstria, Olup Technology, and currently I'm also working in a MNC. I worked in two implementation projects, one migration, one rollout, and two support projects. Trained 500 plus students online and offline till now. I'm a founder of ABAP Ritual Community, where every day in morning I help to the people who is preparing for the interview and some stuff, some knowledgeful stuff, some basic understanding of the concept every day. And every day around 20 plus people are taking benefits in morning 7:30 to 8:30. So if some of you are interested, just let me know after this session. I will give you the link and you can join that one if you have not joined already. From this course, what you are going to learn that you will become master in enhancement search and implementation. So how to search the enhancement, how you can use the enhancement, how you can implement the enhancement, which particular enhancement is appropriate for your business requirement, for your custom business requirement, that you will be able to understand. Okay, troubleshooting, we will be also looking how to debug the enhancement, how to find the enhancement, because if we have a SAP standard code, and you know that in SAP standard code it is difficult to find the enhancement. So if somebody has already implemented some code, how you are going to find directly in that enhancement without taking the trace? So for this course, you must have some basic understanding of ABAP, then only it is going to make sense for you, otherwise not. So make sure that you should have the basic understanding of ABAP. Okay, we are going to also learn about the BTEs, right? Business transaction events, which is used in the FI, finance and controlling. So that part also we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss about the enhancement switch framework, right? And after taking this course, you will be having the great command on the interview questions and answer of the enhancement. We are not going to skip any of the question, right? Any of the frequently asked VVA question. Most of the things we are going to cover. If something is coming very exceptional, that might be, leaving, but most of the things with my level based, I'm going to cover. With this course, you are going to become a better developer, better architect. You are going to get the better placement if you are looking for a job. You are going to create better value for your organization by developing the good object. The feature of this course includes the real-time example. This is going to be interactive and engaging session. This is not simply like one-way session. It's going to be interactive. Just you have to participate. The more you participate, more you put the value, the more you get focused. So that's where the interactiveness and engagement takes place. So this is the point over here, and the breakout session is going to have on the regular interval. Okay, so whatever we are going to discuss, maybe on each 1 hour or 45 minutes, you are going to discuss among your colleague whatever your understanding during 45 minutes. And again, if you're going to have any doubt, you will be coming back and discussing with me. That's why I'm telling that this course may go beyond 25 also. There is no surprise. So get mentally ready. Okay, and simply I don't want to teach and leave you. I want to make sure that if you are learning here, you must be getting something here. Okay, that's my intention over here. You are going to get assignment after each class. We are going to solve your doubt, whatever you have the doubt. I will make sure that your doubts will be solved. I will try with my level best, and you will be having lifetime access of this course, not the Udemy access that I cannot guarantee, but you are going to have lifetime free access of this course, which I will be putting in the Google Drive. Okay, the important content of this course is going to be your code modification. Generally we tell it as a core modification, direct code modification, user exit, customer exit, business transaction events, menu exits, screen exits, business add-ins, explicit enhancement, implicit enhancement, and enhancement switch framework. So these are the main content of this course. Okay, so if we are talking about the business add-ins, it is, it covers so many things: the fallback class, the filter dependent body, right? So all these things like classical body, kernel body, so all these things under this bodies I'm going to cover. So this is just a highlight. Whatever it comes, everything I'm going to discuss in detail. Okay, so maybe I will just share you the content once. It will be good. You will be having some idea. So the content is going to be something like this. Just give me a second. Opening over here and sharing now. So now I believe you will be able to see this content over here. Okay, so this is the content over here. SAP ABAP enhancement MediG course having the content. These are the things over here. The this will discuss later at the end of this course. Here we are having the content. Okay, so the user exit concept with real-time example, naming convention of the user exit, how to find the user exit, how to implement user exit, advantage of user exit over direct core modification, limitations of user exit, real-time example and assignment. Again, for the customer exit concept with real-time example, naming convention, how to find various way of finding the customer exit, right? How to implement the customer exit, SMOD, CMOD, advantage of customer exit over user exit, limitations of customer exit, real-time example, assignment. Business transaction event with real-time example. What is this? How to find this? Where? When, where, and how to use real-time example, advantage of BTs, limitations of BTs. Again, assignment. For menu exit, again the same thing. What, how, right? Examples, assignment. For the screen exit concept with real-time example, what is screen exit? How to find the screen exit? how to implement the screen exit, examples, and assignment. For the business items, there are two types basically: classic body and kernel body. Kernel body is also known as the new body. All right. Under the classic body, we are going to understand what is classic body, how to find the classic body, various way of finding the classic body, how to implement the classic body, feasibility to check to call the implementation in sequence, how to call the implementation defined sequence if possible, advantages over customer exit, and limitation of the classic body. Under the kernel body, we are going to learn what is kernel body, how to find the kernel body, what is the advantage of kernel body over classic body, how to implement kernel body, how to identify if the implemented body is kernel body or classic body, difference between classic body and kernel body. Then the filter body, what is the filter body, how to identify the filter body, how to implement a filter body, example, assignment. We'll be learning also about the fallback clause, what is that, and when to use this one with example, and again we'll be giving you the assignment. Explicit enhancement, this comes under the enhancement framework, right? Concept with real-time example, what is explicit enhancement, identify the, how to identify the explicit enhancement, what is enhancement spot, what is enhancement section, what is the difference between enhancement spot and enhancement section, how to implement enhancement point and enhancement section. Again, for the implicit enhancement, what is implicit enhancement, how to identify the implicit enhancement, and so on, right? So there are so many things we are going to learn. You can just go through this, right? So you got some idea like what we are going to discuss. And while teaching also we'll be discussing the important interview questions and answer related with the baddies. Okay. So with this, today is 20th, is our course start date, and now we are going to start with what is enhancement. So this is not only the demo session, this is in fact the first class as well. So I'm going to start with the concept, what is enhancement. So today I'm going to cover the two topic: what is enhancement, what is core modification, and if time permits, uh, I'm going to complete the user exit also. Maybe at least a half I would try to cover. Okay. So what is enhancement? Enhancement comes into picture, right? Enhancement comes into picture when something already existing, right? Enhancement comes into picture when something already is existing. What is something that already existing over here, right? What is something that already existing over here? So here already existing is SAP standard application, right? SAP standard application. So now can you tell me what are the objects is going to come under the SAP standard application, right? What are the existing object which is going to come under the SAP standard application? What are the parts? So you can just write here in the chat box, right? As I told you, this session is going to be interactive, not only this session, but the complete course is going to be, you know, very much interactive. You have to take participate, you have to focus over here, make sure that you are engaged while taking this course 100% over here. So just tell me some objects, right? Tell me some objects, any Dheeraj is telling any standard SAP object, right? Report, it can be function module, right? Very good. So it can be a standard report, it can be function module, it can be transaction, right? So for example, you have some MM02 or MM01 transaction. What is the transaction? MM0 stands for, right? Creation of material. What is the transaction? MM02 stands for change of material, right? MM03 stands for what? Display of material, right? Display of material. So you already know that if some transaction is going to end with 01, typically that is the creation, right? If it is going to end with 02, typically that stands for change. And if some transaction is ending with 03, typically that is for display, right? So these things you already know, right? 01 for this purpose. Now you came across, so these are the standard transaction, right? These are the standard transaction. Why? Because it's not starting with Y or Z. So Y or Z is coming under the customer name space, right? We know already if some object is going to start with Y or Z, then that is the custom object, right? So that's the simple way to identify what is the custom and what is the standard. So here you can see that it is the standard one because not starting with Y or Z. Now you came across a requirement that when you are going to create the material, right, and while saving, if you have to validate some field, right, which is not already there. So while creating the material, you can have several fields. For example, let me open my SAP system and I will show you over there. So we'll go to MM01 or MM02, any of the transaction over there. And we will see that if we want to validate some field, so generally enhancement is very much used for validation of a field. Okay, so just let me know when you start looking into my screen, when you are able to see my screen. Okay, just going to share my system. Yeah, now I believe you are able to see my screen, and now here this is the MM02. Okay, so just go to some material over here. Okay, some material over here. So I have gone to some material, and suppose I want to change some of the material. Here it's telling the industry sector 1 does not exist. No problem. And it looks like some faulty material, or while creation of this material, something is missing. So just I'm taking some another material, and let us see about this, how it is going, and this looks good. So just I'm selecting the basic data 1 and basic data 2. Here, let us suppose description, if you don't give the description and if you try to save it, it's telling fill out all required entry fields. So this is the SAP standard behavior that you must have to give the description, right? So this is SAP standard behavior. So let me go once again and I'll open the same transaction once again, press enter, and now again we came over here. So what it was, blanking line 1, right? When you removed this one, it was giving the error because it's a SAP standard behavior, right? It's a SAP standard behavior. Okay, it's a SAP standard behavior. That's why it's giving the error. Now for some of the field, you can see this is blank, 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 this is blank. These are blank fields. Still, if you are saving over here, right, some problem is here with this material, no problem. Click on this save button. Okay, this is the mandatory field. This is the SAP standard one. This material group we must have to provide. So for this particular material, 01, it was not accepting, and now just I have pressed enter by giving this material group, and you can see that please enter an old material number, right? It's giving this one. So this is not a problem. Just click on this save button. Okay, so how it looks like someone has already implemented this functionality in the SAP standard material change. Here you can see that please enter an old material number. It's telling no, right? It's telling. So someone has already implemented this one, right? That's why it is giving. It is not the standard one. This is the standard one. So I'm just going to give some value over here. So 1, 2, 3, something like that. Click on this save button now, right? Now it's telling enter a valid product hierarchy. So here, so here it's giving so many, you can see that so many validation it's telling. So let's make it simple. Just go back. I'm just going back. I'm going to select only the basic data one and let us see how it is. Click on the save button. The material group 01. Let me do one thing. I will try with the different material. This material is not looking good for me. So I will take some smooth material, some good material. Maybe let me try with 299. Okay, press enter. Basic data one, press enter and just click on the save button. So the material group 01 does not exist. It's telling the same thing. Go here and click on the save button. Please enter an old material number. Let me give this material. Click on the save. Enter a valid product hierarchy. Where is the product hierarchy? Let's try to give some product hierarchy and see if it's working fine or not. So here I'm not good in functional. I don't know where this one. Okay, it looks like clumsy. I'm going to the another transaction, which is the simple one, very simple, VA02. Let's go to the VA02 transaction. Okay, this is your order, change sales document 251. Okay, press enter over here and here press F8. And here you can see that now there are this material, this customer material number, right? This customer material number is blank. This billing block is blank. This amount is blank, right? And here you can see that WBS element is blank. There are so many fields which is blank, right? And let's click on this C button and see the behavior, right? So if you click on this, let me remove this breakpoint, press F8. So you can see that it was not giving any error, right? It was not giving any error, though so many fields are blank, right? Now, your requirement is to make some of the field which is blank as a mandatory field. So when you are going to click on the save button, it should, it should tell that product hierarchy cannot be blank. Suppose if you want to put the validation for this product hierarchy. So this is one of the very frequently used case of a enhancement where we do lot of validation, right? Lot of such kind of requirement you will be receiving if you are there in an implementation project. Okay, when in beginning if we're going to implement, right, there's such kind of requirement you can frequently receive. Okay, so this is the standard application, right? This is the program. If you can go to the status, right, go to the system, then click on the status, you will be able to see the program associated with this particular screen and transaction, right? So I have just gone to the system menu and from there I have clicked on the status. It's taking some time because this is a big transaction, big program. So just it's trying to navigate to that particular screen. That's why it's taking some time. Let's wait for that. And from there, we will look into the program name, right? And that will be nothing but a SAP standard program, right? That is nothing but a SAP standard program. It's taking a lot of time. Let me do. So we have another way also to identify the program, right? We have another way also to identify the program. I think it's some network issue. Can you please tell me if you are able to hear me properly here in the chat box, if you are able to hear me properly, right? You can just write here in the chat box if you can hear me properly. Okay, fine, thanks. So why it's taking this much time? It is not supposed to take this much time. Okay, by the way, so we'll go to SC93 and here we are. Okay, transaction SC93, and here also you can give VA02, and whatever you want to identify the program name from a transaction code, you can go to SE93 transaction. You can give the transaction code over there. Okay, remember the transaction SE93. There also you can give the transaction code and click on the display button. So once you will click the display button here, it is going to show you. uh, it's getting hanged. Just a second. Again, give the VA01. So again, I have come back to SE93 transaction, and here I'm giving the transaction code for which I want to identify the program name and click on this display button. Okay. So I have just clicked on the display button by giving the transaction code. It's getting hanged. Just bear with me. Let me close the other session. Okay, let the system get open. It's taking time. It seems some problem is there. It is a remote system and it depends on their server also. Like if you are able to hear my voice properly, that means there is no problem from my side with respect to internet. Then it is supposed to work properly. So let's wait for that. Let's come to the theoretical part. Okay, and try to understand over here. So that is the standard program. It is written by SAP, right? That is the standard program written by SAP. And this is also not going to start with Y or Z because this is a standard one, right? So here's some code, here's some code, here's some code, and lot of code, lot of lines of codes are written over here, right? Now, because you have the custom requirement to validate a field which is not already validated by SAP, right? A custom requirement you have, right? A custom requirement you have, because now you have this custom requirement and your customer is asking to do the validation. How you can do, right? How you can do? You must have to write the code, correct? You must have to write the code. In the SAP standard report, you must have to write the code. Now it depends on you how you are going to write the code in SAP standard report. You are going to directly change the report, right? Are you authorized to change directly the report, right? If you are directly authorized to change the report, you can go and change the report. You can write your code directly over here wherever you find that. If you are going to write the code here, it is, going to fulfill your purpose. So for example, let us suppose some structure is there, right? That field will be coming from some structure, correct? And that field, this one is there. So field one is not initial, or let's suppose it's initial. Let's write like this, is initial, right? Initial means blank. Then in that case, you give the information message or error message. It depends on your requirements. So you just throw some message that it is a mandatory field, right? Because it's a mandatory field, better you give type E, right? So now now you are directly changing the code. This is not at all recommended. By the way, this particular technique is known as core modification. What is known this one? Directly you are going to change in the standard report, right? A standard report. If you have the authorization, right? If you have the authorization to change that object directly in the report, you can go and change, or you can ask to your basis guy, they will give you the access. This is possible to change, but this is not at all recommended. Why? Can someone of you tell me why not directly we are supposed to change the report We are not supposed to change the report directly. We are not supposed to change the standard report directly. Okay, just write here in the chat box that why we are not supposed to change the standard report directly, right? It will create a big problem, right? It will create a big problem, right? It will create a big problem. What kind of problem? One problem, the one Vishal is telling, that during the upgrade, right, we may lose this piece of code, right? Very good, very good. So during upgrade, we may lose this piece of code. We must have to take care of the SPAW activity very carefully, right? That is not a single problem. There are so many problems in changing the standard code. Do you know that when a report is developed, so many people gets involved, and these are not a simple transaction, right? Any SAP transaction is not a simple transaction. There are lakhs codes are there. There are thousands codes are written over there. So many validation is taken care. So much complex flow of, business flow is there. And if in between you are going to put somewhere your logic, you are not sure about your logic, your place, whether this is the right place to throw this message or to write this message. This is a simple example. Let us suppose if you have to, modify some business logic, right? And if you're not doing at the right place, it will be a big mess, right? It will be a big problem. It will be a very big problem, right? So not during the upgrade, but you are going to change the standard flow logic as well. The report, which is so complex, you are taking the big risk, very big risk. Not at all recommended. Don't do this one. However, you will not be able to directly also, right? It will not allow you. This is known as core modification, right? This is known as core modification. So hope you understood, right? Can you just tell me, did you understood what is core modification? Okay. Did you understand what is core modification? Right here in the chat box, if you understood the concept of the core modification. Good. Okay. So we will define this core modification in the next slides. Here, our question was, what is enhancement? All right. What is enhancement? So let's define this one first, and then we will go and talk about the core modification in little more detail. So here, whenever any custom requirement adopted by the SAP standard application, right? Whenever any custom requirement adopted by SAP standard application, or let's write like this, need to be adopted by SAP standard uh, application, we this is known as enhancement. You are enhancing something which is already existing, right? This is known as enhancement. This is the simple definition of the enhancement, right? This is simple definition of the enhancement. Good. Now, what are the different techniques of enhancement? This is the things which I have taken in the next slide. So let me note it down. You already know, right? Let's quickly write this. And there are below, just you people also write all the enhancement name which you know. Just write here in the chat box all the requirement name which you know. There are below enhancement techniques, right, used to enhance the standard code, right? So the very first was what we have just discussed, the core modification, correct? Second, user exit. Again, user exit was having some problem. Then the customer exit came into picture, right? Core modification was having problem. That's why the user exit came into picture, because the user exit also was having some problem. So the customer exit came into picture, right? Then again, the customer exit was having the problem. Body came into the picture. Body was also not fully sufficient. Then implicit enhancement, right? Implicit enhancement. Then the explicit enhancement, right? BTE, particularly for FICO module. Hmm. Then what? Then what? Core modification, user exit, customer exit, body, implicit enhancement, explicit enhancement, and BTA. So these are the important, right? These are the important technique which we are having in order to do the enhancement, right? Now, let's go and see about the core modification. What is core modification? So the core modification is nothing but if you are going going to change directly the SAP standard code, right? If you are going to directly, if you are going to change directly the SAP standard code with the help of basis people, right? Basis people, they will give you the key, right? They will register the object with your ID and they will give you the key. If you are going to use that key, you will be allowed to change the code, right? So basis will give you a key for user ID for the respective object, whatever object you are going to, change for the respective object, and then you can change, right? But it is not at all recommended. Don't do. Okay, it is not at all recommended. In beginning, when SAP was evolved, when the SAP was established, who will tell? When the SAP was established, right? When initially, the very first time when the SAP was founded, right? When the SAP was founded, when it was the year, very good, 1972, correct, in June, right? There were 5 people from the IBM. They came out and they established the SAP, right? But it is not at all recommended. So during those days, maybe 1980 or 1985, something like that, people used to have this approach. But when the SAP application keep on enlarging, keep on growing, it then they realized this was not the good way of doing the core modification, right? So how to do the core modification? We have already written over here. Basis will give this, right? So this answer is already covered. I will just copy this one and paste over here. Okay. Now, what is the drawback of core modification? So let's note it down. The drawback, we understood that whenever upgrade will happen, right? Will happen. Whenever upgrade will happen, then your existing code will be easily overwritten, right? And you can handle this one using the SPOW activity, but that is again very difficult and that's not going to give you the surety. You will have to be very careful. All right. So what is this upgrade activity, right? Some of you might be knowing already a way about this upgrade, But the one who does not understand, let's take the simple example of your Android version, right? You have the Android OS. So every time the new feature comes, right? So Android release 1 to ABC, something like that, it comes, right? So every time when the new upgrade comes, the existing code is going to be overwritten by the new one, right? The new feature will be added over there. In the same way, if you want to upgrade your SAP system, right? So your existing report is going to be replaced by the new enhanced report, the new version of the report which has developed by SAP, right? So this is your organization. Let's suppose your organization name is ABC, okay, ABC Limited. You have taken the SAP version 4.6, let's suppose, right? ECC version 4.6 service pack 01, something like that, okay. Now here you have a program called, you have a program called uh, ABC. The program name is ABC. Now in this program you have written lot of code, the custom code. Directly you have written the custom code in this ABC program. Now when you are going to upgrade your you are going to upgrade your system from ECC 4.6 SP01 to SP05, right? Or let's suppose 4.6 to 4.7, something like that, okay, with the new release. So what will happen in this case? Your SAP SAP will give you the new software. That software will not contain your custom, in this ABC program. In this ABC program, you have written some code over here. You have written some code over here. Your custom code to meet the customer requirement, right? So some custom code you have over here. Now when you are upgrading to ECC 4.7, SAP does not know you have written custom code or what you have written. SAP is having only his program ABC. He had just modified his own program without knowing your custom code and all. So again, you are going to upgrade your code to ECC 4.7, and your custom code is going to be deleted, right? This can be handled using the SPAO activity, but that is difficult. That is not so easy. You can miss some part of the code, right? So that is challenging. That is challenging. So it is not straightforward. Am I making sense over here? Are you able to understand? Yeah, Dheeraj, if you have any question, you can just raise your hand. Yeah, feel free to raise your hand if you have any question. Okay, you can raise your hand. Okay, fine here. So you understood this one, and now now this part is clear. So what is the drawback of core modification? So whenever upgrade will happen, then your existing code will be easily overwritten. Then the second point over here is that you are going to disturb the SAP standard flow, right? You are going to disturb the SAP standard flow of the program, which is very dangerous, You are going to disturb the standard functionality, right? Because you are not expert of complete standard functionality. So many people, so many experts have written that report, so much testing, right, has been done after development. That's one, the business functionality, how critical, right? You are going to disturb the SAP standard flow of the program, which is very dangerous, right? So that's the two reason, which is a big drawback of core modification, very big drawback of the core modification. And that's why we are not supposed to, And that's why we are not supposed to do the core modification. We are not supposed to do the core modification. Don't do core modification, right? So nowadays, even people don't know about the core modification, so you don't have to worry, right? You will be not allowed. Okay. Minimum, we have the user exit. Okay. So after the core modification, when SAP realized that there is nothing, in the customer hand to control, how we will give something which can be easily controlled by the customer, right? So we are at customer place where we are working at the customer side, right? Big company like Tata, right? This telco, there are so many big company, right? Nico, company have taken the SAP software. These are the customer, and we are working at these places, right? For some client. So SAP realized that there is nothing in the customer hand. If they want to do the modification, right? If you want to do the modification of the code, let's have some better approach which will not affect the standard functionality, which will not affect the standard flow, as well as when some upgrade will happen, it has not to face much issue, right? It has not to face much issue. They will have to do some simple SPAW activity for the critical object, right? However, it has to be done for all, but with the help of enhancement technique like user exit, customer exit, body, implicit enhancement, and explicit enhancement, right? That is going to be easier. That is going to be smoother, right? The process is going to be smoother. That's why the concept of user exit came into picture, right? So instead of doing the direct development, instead of doing the direct development, right? Instead of doing the direct development, okay? Is this technique used for custom enhancement currently? No, this does not is going to be used. Let me write this one. Okay. Okay, so let's start the story once again over here. So in order to have the custom functionality involved into the SAP standard report, we are not supposed to directly change the code. So SAP came with the solution. What was that solution? SAP created some dedicated include. SAP created some dedicated include for the customer like Tata, Telco, right? Volkswagen, whatever the company they are using the SAP, right? They created dedicated include, and SAP told to the customer that you can use this include for the purpose of your enhancement. So this dedicated include actually contains the subroutine, right? You know what is subroutine? The one which is going to end with, tell me what is subroutine. Who will tell how you can identify the subroutine, right? How you can identify the subroutine. Very good. Form and end form. Form and end form. Awesome. So subroutine, right? We have seen subroutine is going to be called by perform statement, right? Subroutine is going to be called by the perform statement. So dedicated include, this is a dedicated include. This is not the custom include. This is the dedicated include. This is a standard include, but the dedicated only for the subroutine. Okay, only for the subroutine. Only for the subroutine. So here you have the standard program, right? Here you have the standard program row. Here you have the standard program. You are not going to change the standard program directly, right? You are now not going to change the standard program directly. Rather, what you are going to do that. So this is our standard program. Okay. Rather, you have a dedicated include over here. In this dedicated include, you have been given with form and end form, the various subroutine you have been given. And this subroutine is going to get called from this standard program. Okay. This subroutine is going to get called from this standard program. Okay. So what you have seen over here, directly we are not changing the code over here in the standard program. Instead, in this dedicated include, so in this dedicated include, you can have several subroutine. Okay, several subroutine, 10, 20, 40, 50, like that. It can be any number of subroutine. And this subroutine has been given by SAP and it has been called in the standard program. So perform, let's suppose this form ABC over here, ABC, and this is, you know, DEF. Okay, so perform ABC. This is the name of the form ABC. So here from this program, it is going to get called. So SAP has given some place from where it is calling the subroutine, right? It's calling the subroutine. So here perform DEF you have, right? So you can see that from the main program, it is calling here, and here you can write the code, right? So when you are going to do the upgrade, you know that which are the dedicated include is there, and for you it's going to easier to maintain, right? Because SAP is not going to overwrite this particular include. This will be as it is, right? So by this way, overwriting problem you are going to handle, right? You are going to handle. By this way, you are going to handle the overwriting problem. But again, here you have some problem that we will discuss. What is the problem? Okay, let's try to see more about the user exit, how we will identify the user exit, right? How you will identify the user exit, right? So let me see if this question I have written. What is user exit? Okay, so how to identify the user exit? What is user exit? Right, so let's write this answer first. So user exit is nothing but, it is a subroutine which is there in the dedicated include given by SAP. Okay, it is a subroutine which is there in the dedicated include given by SAP, and it is being called from the standard program. Okay, from the standard program. So this is what you have, the user exit. All the user exit is going to start with user exit underscore. Okay, so how to identify the user exit? So if you are able to see that if a subroutine name is going to be started with user exit underscore, right? Or user exit underscore must be there. Okay, you can understand that this is the user exit. This is the user exit. By this way you can understand. Okay, so this is very easy way to understand about the user exit. Let's go to the system, and here, is it working now? Yeah, now it's working, right? Now it's working fine. I think there we were trying to identify the program, right? So for VA02, this is the program, right? Under the SC93 transaction, just give the transaction code over here. For VA02, what is the program name? You can find it out from here, right? One thing very important over here, user exit came after core modification, right? User exit came after core modification. SAP started this user exit from module, sales and distribution module. And soon SAP realized that user exit is not that much good enhancement technique. So SAP left that approach and thought, let us have some better approach. And then they moved towards the customer exit. Okay. They moved towards the customer exit, and that's the reason user exit is only available in SD module. Okay. So this is one point. User exit is only available in the SD module. Okay. User exit is only available uh, in the SD module. SD means sales and distribution. What is the meaning of SD module? Sales and distribution module. Very popular module. You must be knowing about this, right? Sales and distribution module. SD, sales and distribution. MM, material management, right? PP, production and planning. PS, project system. FICO, finance and controlling. These are the popular SAP modules. CRM, SRM, HR, right? So user exit is only available in the SD module, sales and distribution module. It is not available. It is not available in module like what? MM, PP, HR, FICO, CRM, SRM, right? So many modules are there, right? It is not available in module like this. It is only there in the sales and distribution, right? This is one drawback. It is only there in the sales and distribution, right? Now, when we talk about the SD modules, right, the enhancement is related with transaction, right? Enhancement is related with transaction or program. Am I right? So let's try to identify the transaction related with a SD module, and there only you can apply the user exit, right? There only you can apply the user exits. So what are some important transaction for SD module? Okay. So the important transaction for the SD module, who will tell what are the important transaction for the SD module? Okay, Dheeraj. Sure. I will show you that. I will show you. Second part, it's 8:30 now. I will just send you in the breakout room. There we'll have to discuss your learning. This is how I'm going to take this class forward. They will have to discuss about 5 minutes with your peers. Again, we'll have to come back in the main session, and before going to the you know uh, breakout area, you can just take some break. After 5 minutes, again we are going to start the session. Okay, because in 2 hours session it's a longer session, so I don't want to keep on giving the lecture continuously for 2 hours. I want to give you relax for some time, and then again we'll start this one. So here, let me write down over here. Just tell me the important transaction over here. Yeah, VA01, VA02, VA03, VF01. Very good. VL01, VF03. Very nice. So here we have VA01, VA02, and VA03. What is this transaction stands for, right? Sales order creation, change, and display. Another set of transaction which we have. uh, for delivery, VL01 for outbound delivery, for VL02 and for inbound delivery, and VL03. uh, I don't know if VL03 is there or not, but maybe for display purpose it will be there. Okay, so these are some important transaction which is related with right. VA11 also we have VA11. So for this inquiry, right? So such kind of transaction, whatever is related with the SD module, there you can find the the user exit, right? So here now stop for the first half. You just go to the breakout session. Okay, and in the second half, I will show you how to implement the user exit. That is going to be completely hands-on, right? And see, the theory part is also very important. You will have to understand the theory. If you are theoretically strong, so you will be conceptually strong, and if you are conceptually strong, you can do anything, right? So concept is also very important. So I will be focusing on concept also, as well as on hands-on, right? So just have patience and learn the way I'm teaching to you. It will be more fruitful to you. Okay. Okay, just I'm going to send you in the breakout and just have the discussion till now what you have learned, right? So from here, just you discuss, right? So just keep on taking the screenshot and put in a Word file over there. Okay. What is enhancement? You have to discuss. You have to tell yourself with your colleague, discuss, just discuss what you're learning till now. What are the different techniques of enhancement? Then what is core modification, right? What is the drawback of core modification, right? Then is this technique used for the custom enhancement currently nowadays? No, right? Then you just discuss. It will not take more than 5 minutes. I'm going to create the group of three people. Just each one of you tell your understanding with your colleague, and again come back to the main session after 5 minutes, and then we'll be having again the 5 minutes of break. So total 10 minutes. Currently 8:36 is there. Again, the session is going to be start somewhere around 9:46 or 9:50, something like that. Okay. So going to send you in the breakout. Just go and discuss over here, and once you will come back, we'll go for the break. Give me a second. Yeah, welcome back to the main session. And now, uh, just you go ahead and ask the question, whatever you have the question. Okay. Whatever you have the question which you found during your discussion, just raise your hand if you have any question. If you want to discuss something which is not clearly understood, raise your hand. I will just unmute you and then you can just ask the question. So just a second. Dheeraj is here. Yeah, Dheeraj, you are now on unmute. You can ask the question. Yes.
I wanted to know the difference between core modification and implicit enhancement. Like in both the cases, we are
Mhm.
standard code.
No,
So
no, no. The both the cases, the technology is different. Here you are directly doing the modification. There you are using the technique, right? Implicit enhancement technique. There is a spiral that we'll discuss later. We are going to discuss everything. Just have a patience because at this point of time, if I'm going to discuss, it will not make sense for the other people. Whatever we have discussed till now, if you have the question from that part, please feel free to ask so that it will be beneficial for other, or if you are willing to understand now itself after the session, just be here with me, I will explain it for you. Okay, fine. Any other question, Dheeraj, if you have, apart from this? Yeah, Vikram, you can just go ahead. Vikram, I have unmuted you. Yeah, Vikram.
Yes. Are you able to hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Excellent. So the question I have for you is that in your past experience, have
Mhm.
you seen an example where a client or the organization was forced to do a core mod
No.
because none of the concepts were able to fulfill the customer requirement?
Yeah, good question. Here, I have never gone through the core modification. This is the concept which the SAP and their customer we are using during 80s or 90s. So I have not, I have done user exit, I have used the customer exit, I have used the body, implicit enhancement, explicit enhancement. So such kind of enhancement. I have also used the BTs, but not the core modification because this is not at all recommended, right? Yeah, any other question? Yeah, Vikram, I have unmuted you once again. And if you have the question completed, you can just lower your hand so that I will not be having any confusion, right? Yeah, Preeti, I have unmuted you.
Yeah, Pankaj. Yeah, actually, I
Mhm.
just also want to see like this core modification, some example in system because I haven't gone through
Okay.
anywhere this core
Mhm.
modification.
Good, good. Okay, I will show this one. But for that purpose, here in my system is client open. So here it is easy for me. I can show you directly over here, you know.
Okay.
Uh, Let me show you before going for to break over here. You can go to this transaction and this system is open, like it is not controlled by basis because it's open. It's an open client. So
Okay.
in your system, if it is your organization system, if you click on this button, it will ask for the developer access key or something like some access key. It will ask. You will not be able to change it. But here this system is not having any such kind of force. Here you can see that it is allowing me to change, but it will not be able to do without that key. Okay. So suppose if you want to change the code over here, and if you realize that, let's take that simple example. Okay. So here directly, let's suppose directly here you want to change the code. This is a user exit, right? And in the user exit also, we'll discuss that part. Let me show you your part first. These all are, let me take this one here. So you come across some requirement where you realize that here you have to change some code, right? So see here how much risky this one, right? To change the code over here directly in the standard program. We don't know completely, but somehow we realize that here we have to do the changes, right? That we will discuss actually where we have to do the changes in the user exit. Just for your uh, simple understanding, just a idea, just a overview. Suppose if you want to change, if you want to write the code, you will have to go into the change. For you, you will have to get the access key, then only you will be able to change. Then go to here you have the insert option. Directly you can use the insert option over here, and you can write the code. Right here you can write the code. If and whatever the code you have to write, you can just write it over here. And if you completely want to put into that, go into the edit and enhancement, a modification operation, and switch off this one, switch off assistant. So if you click on this, it will be completely go into the edit mode. Okay, so this is how you can go and change the code directly. This is what I mean from the core modification. Okay, see, it's asking for the transport request. Don't do, I'm not going to do anything. Going back, is it clear, Preeti? Did you understand? If
So currently this core modification, like no one is using this core
no, no,
modification.
no, no, you don't have to use, just
Some
understand the concept. It was there.
okay.
We are not supposed to use this core modification. At least minimum we have to use the user exit. Okay, that's the minimum. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome, Ahmad. I have unmuted you.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Ahmad. Yeah, please go with your
I have a
question.
question because
Mm-hmm.
I do not have a background as
Mm-hmm.
a programming background. If
Mm-hmm.
you, I don't know if you're going to tell the basic concept of the program, how the program
No,
is structured.
no. If you don't have the basic understanding of ABAP, this course is not for you, because here ABAP is must. In this course, we are only focusing on enhancement. You must have the basic understanding of ABAP, or you have to go through my video, which is there on the YouTube for free. First 18 video, if you're going to watch out, you will be having the very good fundamental concept of the ABAP. In this, I'm not going to cover the basics of ABAP. Okay.
Okay, but this course is potentially for the functional and ABAP consultant or only purely ABAP consultant?
This is suitable for those who is having the basic understanding of ABAP, whether it is a functional consultant or for ABAP a developer. Actually, for ABAP developer, certainly they will be having. But if you are from functional background, you should have the basic understanding of ABAP, because if I write the code and if you will not able to understand, right? However, I will not be writing much code, because I'm not going to write the big business logic. It will be a simple business logic. So if you know the basic construct like if, else, read statement, right? Something like very basic, you will be able to understand this concept, right? So
Okay.
basic idea of ABAP you should have. It will make more sense then. Okay.
So
Mhm.
who gonna be benefit from this course if ABAP know the ABAPing program and
Mm.
functional consultant know the functional programming? So who gonna benefit from this program?
One who is having the basic understanding of ABAP and who is lacking the confidence in the enhancement, because enhancement is very critical subject, and many people falls behind this. That's why so many people have joined over here to attend the demo, right?
Okay, so
Yeah.
my
Hmm.
question again is
Hmm.
that if basic functional consultant know the structure of the table, the structure of the program, then it's going to benefit without
Right. Basic. Yeah. If you
knowing.
know if else like that, no, a simple business logic, just if else. Here you are going to learn how to find the enhancement, right? Here you are going to learn how to
That's the
implement.
job is functional consultant to find out the enhancement,
Yeah,
right?
that you are going to learn. So if you are sufficient with that, see, if you are having the basic understanding of web app, you can do some coding, you can implement something, right?
Uh-huh.
So, right, if you are going to
So
find only it, yeah, you are going to learn here in detail how you can find easily. So something in deeper, if you want to go, you should have the basic understanding of a app. That's what I'm trying
no,
to
that
tell.
was not my question. My question was that
Mm-hmm.
when developer write a program,
Mm-hmm.
start some kind of a structure, right? To get to the to include. Is that correct?
Your voice was not audible, Ahmad. Can you please
I
repeat
said
once again?
when SAP write a program, the program
Mm-hmm.
is divided into blocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking the logical structure of the program. I'm not saying that how to
Mm-hmm.
write this program, but logical
Mm-hmm.
structure is that where
Mm-hmm.
these user exist in a program.
Okay. Hmm.
That was
Yeah,
my
yeah,
question.
that you will come to understand. Yeah, this everything this here after this, after this break. So just I'm going to give 5 minutes of break.
Mhm.
Please go and take the 5 minutes of break. Currently it's 8:54, I think. Let me see. Yeah, 8:54. Let's come back by 9 o'clock, and again we will start the session. So I have some, water or something like that, and then come back by 9 o'clock. We'll be having again. I will going to show you the practical how to find the user exit, how to implement. So this is a two key point in half an hour we'll cover. Right? Fine then. Let's go and come back. Hello everyone, welcome back to the session. And I believe everyone is here now. Again, come back. And now let's start the second part with the hands-on. So the requirement over here is, okay, let me go to the system first. Okay. And here I'm just going to transaction VA02. Okay. And here let's take any order over here. So already 258 or maybe some another order 341, any order from the search help also we can take. So I'm taking some order over here 285. Press enter over here, and here we have come, right? So now our functional is coming with the requirement that this particular field should be mandatory, or let's suppose this order quantity should be something greater than or less than with some specified quantity. For this particular purpose, he is looking for some enhancement, right? So because this transaction belongs to the SD module, why not to search for the user exit first, right? So we are going to look into the user exit for this specific requirement. So our requirement this field, this customer material number with some valid field, with some valid data. Okay, so I'm not able to find such data. Let me take some another field, which is the simple one. So maybe the WBS element. Here also we have the F4. Let me see whether I can get some value over here for this WBS. So here we are having. I'm just trying to save it, and let us see whether it is allowing me to save or not. Okay, so it's telling that activate projects in controlling area. So there is something, a problem, with that WBS element, right? So it's not allowing me. So some validation, and there are so many things, right? In backend it runs. I'm just looking for some description kind of fields, right? So here you can see that overall status completed, it is showing, right? So let's suppose if this field is blank, right? Let me try saving this one. Okay. Error in commitment check. Okay, some error is there. Okay, so the completed, I believe it is coming from backend itself. So let me check something which is meaningful over here, and then we can just go and do that one. Okay, so maybe we can go for this particular order quantity field. Okay, so when the order quantity field for this material is less than, let's suppose 100, I just want to show a pop-up, right? That this order quantity field is less than 100. Okay, I just want to show a pop-up. So this is my custom requirement, right? This is my custom requirements. So is the requirement clear for you? Did you understand the requirement? What is the requirement? A requirement is that this order quantity, in case if it is less than 100, just I want to get a pop-up that this order quantity is less than 100. Check once again, right? Check once again. So this kind of information just you want to pass to the user while saving this order. Okay, now you have to find the user exit where you can implement this one, right? So how to find that user exit? For that purpose, the very first step what you will have to take, you have to identify the program associated with this transaction. Okay, so this transaction is VA02. So what is the program associated with this transaction that you will have to identify? Okay, so this is your first step. This is your first step. So uh, let's come over here and how to identify the user exit. Okay, so the first step, identify the transaction, identify the program associated with that T code, right? With that T code. So what is the T code over here? Here I'm taking VA02. Okay, I'm taking the existing order which is already there. This is your first step. All right, this is your first step. Now in the first step itself, in order to achieve this one, how to identify the program, you have to follow some certain steps. What are those steps? Let me first show you, and then we will so we will see there are different approaches to identify the program. Okay, there are different approaches to identify the program. Go here, the menu bar, click on the system and click on the status. Come over here and you will be able to see the program name. Okay, so here you have DINPRO program name, here you have the sub DINPRO program name, and here you have the GUI program name. So this one is your actual program name, the first one. The DINPRO program name is your actual program name. Here you will generally get the three, but we are concerned with the DINPRO program name, right? Double click on this or just copy it, whatever you want. I'm just going to double click over here. Okay, and then click on the search button because I have to identify all the user exit associated with this program, right? So I'm just going to search user exit over here. Now my requirement is, if the quantity is greater than 100, so we have to identify the place. Here you can see that so many user exit are there, but the user exit, the actual user exit, how the actual user exit is going to be start with user exit underscore. That is the subroutine. So I just missed this underscore. We'll have to start with user exit underscore. Press enter and let's search it. So the subroutine is going to be start with user exit underscore, right? User exit underscore. Here, this one, this is the actual one. You can see that it's starting with user exit underscore. So this is your user exit, right? User exit underscore, user exit underscore. So this is how you will have to identify, right? So user exit underscore, user exit underscore, right? So these are your user exit. But the question over here, which user exit is going to fulfill our requirement, right? Which user exit? These all are the user exit. Form, right? Form, then user exit underscore, form, user exit underscore, form, user exit underscore. And that's where the experience will come into the picture, right? But we have some certain techniques to identify which user exit is going to fulfill your requirements. So generally, some of the user exit is very frequently used one for validation purpose. Okay, for validation purpose, some of the user exit is frequently required. So here you can just go and read the name of the user exit underscore cobl receive bbap, user exit cobl send item, user exit cobl send header, user source determination, right? So if you have to do something related with source determination, maybe this user exit can be useful for you, right? So whenever you are going to write some piece of code, you require to have some variable value, right? You require to have some variable value. So how you will identify the variable value? You can click over here, all right, and you can put the breakpoint. So here, source determination, you can put the breakpoint over here, and once the control will come over here, right, you can check into the debugger what's the global value is coming over there. This is a way how you can do this one. My requirement, my requirement, when I'm click on the save button, right, when I'm going to click on the save button, then it should show me a information message that the material that the quantity which I have entered is less than 100, right? That is my requirement. So on the click on the save button, right? So let's try to search something with save in this only, right? So I'm just going to check with if something safe. So here I'm able to find some two user exit, form user exit save a document, and here form user exit save document prepare. So these two user exit looks like something relevant for my requirement. Okay, so something like this we'll have to search. Okay, something like this we'll have to search. So my requirement, I'm just going to first check with this whether I'm going to fulfill my requirement with this or not. If not, then I will just go and check with this. So I'm going to just check with this, or if both is not going to fulfill, I will have to do some more research, or maybe I will have to do some Google also, not sure, right? So let's go and do this one. So user exit save document, right, click over here, and it has come over here, right? Now put the breakpoint over here, and when I'm going to click on the save button, and I'm going to click on the save button, I'm just going to check whether that is going to get trigger or not, right? This order quantity field, I have to check it over there. So let me click on the save button. Okay, you can see that when I'm clicking on the save button, it's not triggering. That particular point is not triggering. So there can be two reasons. Okay, one, that breakpoint is not properly loaded into the program session. That can be one reason. So just I want to verify that one. So let me close the close unnecessary session. Okay, I'm just going to close unnecessary session. This all, I'm just going to close it, and once again I will verify. Okay, press enter and click on the save button. Okay, again it is not getting triggered over there, right? So what I will do, I will check with the save document prepare if that is the place where it is going to hit. Okay, so let me go once again over there to that program, press enter, go once again to the system. I'll copy this time the program name and copy SAP MB45A, click on this OK button, /o AC30 is the place from where you can display the program, right? It's coming already over here. So just click on this display. And now once again, I'm going to search the user exit underscore save. Oh, the spelling is incorrect. So it go into problem. It will not search anything. So let me cancel this transaction, and once again, I will correct and search. So click on the search button once again and go to user exit underscore save. Click on this OK button or press enter. And here user exit save document prepare. So I've just tried with user exit save document, right? I have already put the breakpoint here also, just to make double sure that it's not working perfectly, I put there also, and then the user exit save document prepare here. So I'm just going to put the breakpoint, and I will put inside the subroutine also the breakpoint, right? Just go back and go once back again and go to save document, prepare, and I will go inside the subroutine, and there also I'll put the you know breakpoint. So already I have put, so I was supposed to go save document only, not the save document prepare here. So go here, save doc, user exit, save a document, go inside this user exit, save document, and put the breakpoint over there. Here already we have put, right? So it looks like it is not triggering, right? So no issue. We have uh, other one also. Let's go, and again I'm going to just load the session just in order to make sure that everything is properly loaded, and press enter now. Okay, and now click on the save button, right? So now also it's not triggering, right? So that place is not also the correct place which is relevant for this. Then what is the correct place? How to identify the correct place, right? That's where we'll have to do some more research in order to identify, because what I realized that when I'm going to click, so even if you check or you can save it over here, we are not, it's not triggering that one, right? It's not triggering. So because it's not triggering, we'll have to identify some another place, or maybe user exit will not be relevant for this. So we'll have to go for some another, enhancement technique, right? So basically, this is the approach which we are going to follow in order to implement the user exit. So first we'll have to search, right? So how to search, we have seen. We have the step to identify, that we are going to identify, right? So, but here, because this two is not working, we'll have to analyze some more user exit, and there we'll have to check, right? So this part we will do tomorrow. I will tell you some more important point, how you can go to the relevant user exit, and if some user exit is not triggering, though it is proper user exit, how you can rectify such kind of situation, right? So this will come with the practice, how easily you can find the user exit easily. But this is the steps generally we have to follow. Some more research we'll have to do, some more search, some more experiment, and then we will be able to identify, right? So today we will stop it over here, and I'm going to discuss some more thing over here, and tomorrow I'm going to show you in detail that how we can get the exact user exit and how we are going to implement. So implementation is, again, it will take some time to understand. So and there I will show you in the practical, in the hands-on, how you are going to implement those code over there. So there are basically two ways, right? Directly you can use the implicit enhancement over here, because we don't know implicit enhancement concept at this point of time. So I'm going to show you the two ways over there. So let's stop over here, because it's going to be lengthy. In practical we will I will show you, it will take some time. Okay, and then I will show you now about from this. So this is our first class, and apart from that I want to share some more information, right? Like the my first assignment, which I was supposed to give you, but I was not able to show you the, I'm not able to show you the practical hands-on over here, because it's going to take some more time. We have to uh, identify, we'll have to search for some more user exit, right? And we'll have to check like which user exit is going to be suitable. However, if you understood the concept, what you can do, that you can go and check for the you can take up this assignment, or you can just leave it, you can take this assignment for tomorrow. Okay, and over here. And now the next part, here I'm just going to discuss, like if you are interested in this course, if you are an action taker, if you want to just enroll into this course, what you will have to do, you can register now for this course, and I'm going to give you the 3 courses for free if you're going to enroll in this uh, enhancement course. So this 3 course is going to have already, it is there on the Udemy. Okay, this is going to be a bonus course for you. Early idoc MediG, all the basic concepts of the idoc, end-to-end configuration I have covered over there. This I'm going to give you the Udemy access for free. You don't have to pay anything to me. And then for the bonus two, you have the SAP Adobe Form MediG. This also I'm going to give you the free there on the Adobe. Udemy, it's a 7040, right? And then CDS MediG, this course also I'm going to publish on the Udemy. This also I will be giving you the free. As of now I have not published, but I will be publishing and I will be going to give you. So these three courses, ALE idoc MediG, Adobe Form MediG, and then the CDS MediG, these courses I'm going to give you free. Here you may have some question. Will I get the recording? Yes, you are going to get the recording. For how many days I will be having the access of recording? You are going to have the lifetime access of this recording. How I will be able to access the recording? As of now I'm going to put into the Google Drive, and from there you can access, but in future I'm planning to have the LMS like Teachable or Thinkific. Anywhere I will host those one, and it will similar to the Udemy. The look and feel, everything will be like a Udemy. So from there you can just go and access. All right, if you're looking for the server access, right? I don't provide the server access directly, but I can assist you to get the server access. You can directly ping me. I will share you the number of the server provider. You can directly have the communication with him and you can get the server access. Okay. Timing, 7:30 to 9:30, right? Weekend, Saturday and Sunday only it's going to have, right? And for payment part, I will be giving you the uh, you know a Google form, right? There all the information for the payment I have written. You will just have to do the payment. You will have to attach the screenshot over there and you have to send me. So you can do the payment by tomorrow if you want to enroll into this course, or maximum by tomorrow. So this is from my side, and if you have any question, you know simply you can go ahead and ask. I'm just going to unmute everyone over here. Just give me a second. So this is the form where the payment link and everything, how we'll have to do it is there. Okay, just a second. I'm going to unmute you. You can ask any question about this one. And